I got the same type of issue.
Yeah, I ain't trying to flex on nobody, bro. I just had a haircut in a minute, bro.
Understandable. You were saying earlier.
With the iOS 14, John. I don't have the beta because I don't trust beta. I don't trust phone betas. Like I'll do a beta for like Windows or something like that, but I don't trust like a phone beta because if that shit just happen to break my phone, I don't. Considering I opted into that willingly,
Man's
I
got.
don't. I saw that. I saw that. It was gonna stay that I was. What you want me to do, bro?
Yeah,
I'm showing offline. Aren't you showing offline?
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Bro, so it was just gonna be up in the air, bro. It's up there now. Like,
Go ahead, yo, go ahead.
but nah, the reason I don't trust phone betas is because if they break my phone, and considering I opted into the beta, of my own will, they're not gonna give me another phone.
You said if they brick it or it did brick.
If it does break, I feel like they wouldn't give me a replacement phone. I feel like they would just be like, I mean, you did that on your own. We didn't tell you to do that.
True, sure. I'd be wild. I'd be risking it all. I'd just be like, hey, go ahead. I'd be. I'm in those betas. I'm in those guns.
but but nah, my favorite part about the thing that I've seen in the beta so far
Mhm.
is that they are really pushing this. Oh, anything that we use won't take up your whole entire screen. So now Siri comes up. Siri comes up in the bottom middle of your screen, like a little Siri icon comes up instead of it, graying out your whole screen. And then, like, if you ask her a question or you want her to pull something up for you, it'll come up at the top of the screen instead of, again, it taking up the whole entire screen. And the other thing, like when you get like phone calls, instead of it taking over your whole screen and just stopping what you're doing, it just pops up at the top of your screen.
So like
So
that feature right there is kind of I didn't mean to cut off what you were about to say, but that feature right there has definitely been long awaited. I had a jailbreak on my 5S a while back.
that you paid legitimate money for.
Yeah, legitimate. Thank you. But it had whenever like I got a tweak on it that whenever somebody called, it did that. It slid down, and I could decide, from there whether or not to answer it. Just like the volume thing now, how they have the little bar on the side. It used to be, I think it mimicked like how the Mac did it, but it was just like
Whereas they will
on the
pop up
top
in
of
like the middle
the
of your screen.
hmm?
Oh, you're talking about it mimicked how the Mac does it. Oh, okay. I
Mm-hmm.
thought you was talking about how it used to pop up in the middle of your screen and shit.
Yeah, this is so the jailbreak kind of had that in it, but I am like happy to see that joint, bro, because just man, you know how many times you be in that joint. I be on that joint. I be on my iPad, just scribbling away, drawing something, doing a logo or something, and then next thing you know, like I'm mid-stroke. I'm mid-stroke of the joint, and the joint just goes away, and I'm like, yo. So when I see that, these be the times where the answer and decline, like both those options, I don't get both of them. These be the times where I can only hit accept. For real, I want to hit decline because like I don't mind hitting decline on the phone call because
Bro, neither do I, bro. Like, if I don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. Now, I feel like the reason why this is something that they wait to do now is because so much of the stuff that's going to be in this update, so much of the stuff that's going to be in this iOS 14 update is common. I don't want to say what most people say. I'm gonna say it's like common knowledge stuff, like stuff we should already really have. Because fuck it, I'm just gonna say it the way that the media says it. Because it's stuff that Android already has. When I have my Note 4, if I was doing something on my phone, but someone was calling me, the notification would pop up at the top of my screen, and I could, have the option to accept or accept or decline. So this is something that a lot of these updates are stuff that the competitors for iPhone have So, I mean, why not? And I'm not upset that this stuff came so late. I'm not upset that it came late because I know the way that Apple quote unquote likes to do things. If they're gonna do something, they want to, perfect it before they just, throw it out on the world.
So when did that what was you said the Note 8?
No, that was a Note 4.
Note 4. Note 4.
Yeah.
So when did that drop?
The Note 4 dropped in
I'm
2000.
tired of seeing this thing.
The Note 4 dropped in like 2014, 2013 or 14.
Okay. I would say, something like that would be out that long ago, but Apple take their time to, but like you said, they perfect it before they do it, because I do love, like, one giant thing I love about Apple is like when they made the update, when they updated the iMessage to where you can take yourself out of group chats. Yeah, Android buddies, they ain't got that, dog. They ain't got them options, and that's
Yeah,
tough.
you in there forever. You know what I'm saying?
Dog, that's tough, man. Couldn't be me though. Couldn't be. So, I really do like that option. And then your boys, you sit there and you expose someone in the group chat. They tell you they did this, you be like, but I got receipts right here. And they be like,
you got receipts. You got receipts.
And they leave the joint. But then you bring them right back. Bring them right back, boy. That's how you get them. That's how you really get them. Hey, that's not to say that you don't run into somebody at an event, or you run into somebody and because I ain't settling, though. I don't settle for no joint. It's late braidedness, but I don't settle for joint saying, you know what I'm saying. So when it come down to it, I be going all in. So when you go somewhere and you see a little joint, shit, he was probably rolling something up, I said, running a little blizzy. She was like, yeah, I'm be dry over in our section. Y'all got some of that rap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And females will use any opportunity. Females will get things done, especially if they don't know how to do it themselves.
That's controversial.
Huh?
Yeah, so that's controversial. We're gonna have a whole dispute going on here over. Them boys talking all that bullshit about this and that, and they come up with this. No, sorry, we was actually talking about some other things. Like, this just happened to pop up, and
I'm the king of controversy.
For real. He said the joint. I'm listening. I'm listening, being open, and that's what he, what I'm saying. But no, everything.
I'm the king of controversy, so it's fine.
I didn't want to change the subject, but I definitely wanted to ask before I forgot. But
no, the subject can change because I don't really have much of an input on that anyway.
What was your? I mean, I guess it's still in the same topic, but what was your take on the whole BMW and the have the app joint, the key joint, and everything? What
All right.
You take on that theory? Because
I'm glad you asked.
I've had discussions about something like that, but I want to know your thought process, your take.
So I think it is a good idea that they let someone else perfect before they did it. And if you're wondering why I say that, they let Tesla do it before them. Because Tesla already has it, and Tesla's had it for at least, I think, 2 years. Because you have the option to use your phone, a card, or a traditional key fob. Most people choose the card because they can just keep their card in like their wallet or something like that. But yeah, you can also have it to where your phone is your key. You just get in you get in the car connects to your phone, it recognizes your phone, boom, that's your key. Major key.
Major key. So did they say like the person who I guess sends out the key, did they get to like destroy the key? Like, could they like give somebody an indefinite key, but then go back and change and then take it away?
I
Because
don't.
like,
I haven't looked too deep into it. I want to clarify. I haven't looked too deep into it because I assume it would work the same way the Teslas does, which essentially you can send people temporary keys. You can definitely send people temporary keys, and you can send people temporary keys. And I really don't think you can send people permanent keys. So it just happens like that. And your permanent key, because I honestly think at the dealership you don't have to choose, but they prefer for you to choose between the traditional key fob and the card. So if you don't have the card, if you choose the card, I don't think you get multiples of the card. I don't think you get multiples of the card. So you would have to be able to send out temporary keys that way. That's the way that Tesla does it. So I'm assuming BMW would more than likely do the same thing or something similar. Now, the way that I think would make it cool, and make it to where other companies and stuff could use the technology too, or at least let's say for instance, let's put it in the mindset of something like a rent-a-car. Let's put it in the mindset of something like a rent-a-car. Mm-hmm. You could send someone a temporary key for the amount of time that the vehicle is being rented. Mm-hmm. You can send them that temporary electronic key. So let's say, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you set it up and you rent this BMW 7 Series for like 3 days. Mm-hmm. You get the electronic key for 72 hours. Or
but does the key does it work? So if you're driving on that 71st hour and 59th minute and this is over, does it act like the key no longer works? Or I mean, how does that part? Because it is a great idea.
If you driving on that 71st hour, 59th minute,
like at that, when you think about it, at that point, like if you drive on the 71st hour at 59 minutes, you really didn't have no intentions of returning it on time. Cruising that joint. But like, so if you're cruising that joint, like on the highway, are you zooming? Are you doing whatever you're doing? Like, would it wait until the car came to a complete stop? Would it automatically pull over to some wildness, or would it just wait for you to like, turn the car off that last time?
I would think it would, wait for you to turn the car off that last time. Because if it just shut down on the highway, that's a safety hazard. If it just shut down on the highway, it's a safety hazard.
So you skating, you low on gas. You on that 71st hour. You pull up to the station. They're gonna point at me and be like, "Hey, my man's, cut the engine off. My man's, cut the engine off."
But you shrug your shoulders at that point, and you call Enterprise or Hertz or whoever you gotta call, bro. You take that L at that point.
That's Bobby Bands, though.
That's but big. You take that L at that point, because let's be clear. You know, let's put it in a situation. Let's look at the other side of this. Let's look at the not too legal side of this. Let's look at the not too legal side. Let's look at the vehicular theft side. The vehicular theft side of this is going to be like, you know, I probably should have charged my phone before this. It'd be that way.
Something on the screen. I was like, "Oh, you finished show GTA?" Like, I mean, perfect example, but I didn't know you were gonna do that.
I'm gonna hit my camera real quick. I'm sorry, just to make sure you're just not looking up at the sky. But, but like, especially in a situation such as vehicular theft. Let's say you are on that 71st hour and 59th minute. You're not gonna call. You're gonna hopefully get that car where you need to be to, you know, do your thug dizzle. But if you're a person who is like, I forgot I had to get it back at that particular time, and I didn't know like the time limits were that, you know, that strict. So can I get like another grace hour? I'm like down the street, like, come on, send me something. You got to charge me for the grace hour? All right, bro, we'll figure that out once we get there. But I need to get this car to you.
Yeah, but that's so that could start a whole other type of problem. They could be like, you know, hey, look, an additional hour can cost X amount of dollars. Let's say, an additional hour can cost like $20 per additional hour. You know, maybe because of some last second stuff. You know how you're trying to finesse the deal. So they hit you with the it's 20 for each additional hour. But if the joint runs out, that joint's 40 for the next additional, just to like give you an extended, like a late extension fee.
Yeah. We call those profit margins.
Oh.
We call those profit margins. What you may see as theft, others see as profit margins.
Ah, ooh la la. Ooh wee wee, c'est la vie. You know, it'd be a good background video. Now I'm thinking about like a good background game, like to stuff like this.
What?
I wouldn't even say it's good. I guess it's just like neutral. But The Division.
Yeah, The Division would be a great thing for this would be a game that wouldn't take too deeply away from. The perfect game would be a game that would be something that you don't really have to watch to get the gist of. So, yeah, The Division's a good one because The Division you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch in detail because The Division you're not really there for. You would be there for the gameplay, but I don't see people making Division walkthroughs.
Yeah. It's your camera. So you know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna just at some point in time I'm gonna I'm gonna play The Division. We can play tonight, but I'm gonna play The Division. And I'm just gonna record some games, and then I'm just like right now I'm playing GTA, so I'm putting the GTA stuff there. But then like during this conversation, I'm just gonna slide in. I'm just gonna switch over to The Division. But,
okay, we can play some Division tonight. But I'm up because I didn't go to sleep until 6 o'clock in the morning last night anyway.
Man, I woke up at like 2 on Friday, and I went to bed at like midnight last night. But I wanted to wake up at 4. I wanted to wake up at 4 for some reason, so I've been up. And so, hey, you know what I'm saying? I might as well take advantage of the time.
Trust me, I know. But there's a lot of things going on in the automotive world currently that are kind of wild to me.
Would you say So I've recently been looking into a. Hold on, I'm seeing a picture of this thing. I might have seen it to you already.
The AMG jump.
The GLE.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I've been looking at that joint. Has anything wild been happening with the in that industry?
Well,
I do know they said
the
this.
the beautiful thing about the German, the German quality of vehicles, more specifically, if we hard focus on AMG, if we hard focus on AMG, they are technological innovators. They do things that most other people don't do, but they're also similar to Tesla in regard to they aren't going well, not even Tesla. Let me remove that. They're similar to Apple. They're not going to do something unless they themselves can perfect it.
See, I'm gonna need you on camera. I'm gonna need you on camera to say that one because you that one was like. I'm gonna need you to repeat that one more time. I need you to repeat that one more time for me. I had to park the helo for that. I had to park the helicopter for that.
I got time. I got time.
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes slash AMG are similar to Apple in the regard of they're not going to do something. They're not going to just they're not going to throw something. They're not going to throw a piece of technology, throw something performance wise at a car unless they can perfect it first.
Okay. Okay.
So for instance, like it, I remember reading somewhere. I don't necessarily know if this is factual or not. I want to preference that by saying I don't know if it's factual or not. But if I remember
We can
correctly,
be, or probably the Twitter top trending. Okay.
you know
Okay. Go ahead.
what I'm saying? If I remember correctly, they were one of the last auto manufacturers to adopt the Apple CarPlay stuff because they wanted to make sure that once they actually got it integrated into their system, that it wouldn't be a problem in their system. Like the best example, like because me personally, me being the car guy that I am, I was looking at a nice Mercedes for myself because like of course I love the S class. The S class Mercedes is mine. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at every day of the week. S550s, S650s, S80s. You know what I'm saying? All that. I'm here for all that.
S80.
I'm
Ooh.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
don't
I'm
even
here
think
for
I've seen it. No, I have.
you know what I'm saying? I'm here for all of that. I'm here for oversized sedans, like, and not even just with Mercedes. I'll take a 7 Series or an 8 Series BMW. I'll take an A8, an RSA, and an S8 Audi. You know what I'm saying?
See the S class, man. See when I be cruising, the I I really want an E class. I really want an E class. E class is excuse
I'm
me,
not. The
slightly
E
big.
class is a perfect medium.
It's bigger than the C, smaller than the S, but bigger than the C. And that's why when they had the GLE joint, the GLS and the GLB, I guess the B GLB is still gonna be. GLS and GLB look more like SUVs,
Hmm.
but that GLE coupe joint looks like an oversized sedan. It looks like a big car,
Yeah,
and that's
that's.
what that's what we with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got the German on my pants, but you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You want something. For me, because there are two types of vehicles that fit into that one category. Those coupe SUVs. There's two vehicles that fit into that category. You have the GLE, like you said, and you also have the X6, which is the BMW. I will take the Mercedes over the X6 every day of the week. Like just the standard, just the standard X6 versus the standard GLE, which standard speaking about those vehicles is kind of wild, but you know, from a standard position.
You was in that?
Bro, yes, bro. I've been in the helicopter the whole time, bro.
I was just doing dumb, so I was just wilding. I didn't. Okay. Okay.
Bro, I pulled up on you before you took off.
Was I even paying attention? I don't think I was paying attention at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But what were we saying about the X6 now?
And I'll finish this, and I'm getting a little sidetracked from my major point, my major key.
Oh, no Cali. Okay.
The thing that I'm not a real big fan of the coupe style SUVs, which is why I'm also secretly a little happy that Audi hasn't done one yet. Like most autographical people, like, oh yeah, we do stuff with cars, we do car reviews and stuff like that. Most people say the what the hell is it? The Q8, the Audi Q8 kind of fits into the same category as it, but it doesn't, because the Q8 follows a similar body line and follows similar proportions to the Q5 and the Q7. It's just sportier. But before I continue to lose my point even more, I would pick the GLE over I would pick the GLE over the standard X6 every day of the week. But then when you start to look at the performance variants, which is the X6M competition and the X6M competition and the GLE AMG 63, I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it's also a 63.
They have a 63 and a 43, but yeah, 63.
Yeah, the 63. So when you start looking at that, then you also have to look at two other things when you start to look at it that way. The two things that you do end up looking at. Thing number one is performance.
We're talking about flavor of love. Okay.
Thing number one you have to look at is performance, like which would have the better performance. And I don't necessarily know the numbers offhand for either, but I know the BMW has a twin turbo V8. I know the BMW competition has a twin turbo V8. I don't know what the GLE AMG has. I'm assuming it's going to be a bi-turbo. I'm assuming it's a bi-turbo V8 also. I'm assuming it's a bi-turbo.
I think your assumption is correct.
I'm assuming it's a bi-turbo V8 anyway. So they're similar in that regard, but still mechanically different. So that is something that you have to approach once you get there. But then the other side of this is you have to look at what luxuries you are going to get alongside that sticker price. Because the fully loaded X6M competition, if I'm not mistaken, is like around $115,000 US. That's $115,000 US. So,
Hold on. My fault. I was I don't want to Okay, it says the GLE 53 and the GLE 63.
mm-hmm.
The 53 has a 429 horsepower turbo inline 6 joint.
Interesting. Did not know that.
And the 63 joint has a 603 horsepower AMG bi-turbo V8.
Yeah. So I'm assuming.
I like that stuff. Like I don't see it as an SUV. I see it as a car. So that's why I like that. Like, to me, I see.
Every day of the week. It's more of a car than an SUV. Like you decide. Well, let me say it this way. When you have money like that, when you can drop 100,000 on a SUV just to stunt, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's the difference.
You
I don't
you
want to do it. I don't want to do it to stunt. I just want to do it to chill. Like it might,
you know what I'm
it
saying?
might.
And
It
not
might
and
I want to do it just to chill. You know, I want to have the joints tinted, bro. So I gotta learn the whole. I gotta figure out where I can have the tents at because I want to have the joints tinted. But bro, I'm gonna be cruising. I'm just gonna be chilling. That's the goal joint. So future Kenny. You know what I'm saying? When you see this joint in like 2 3 years, dog, 2 3 years, dog, like just know we talked about this. You know, we had a deep talk about this joint. We talked about the GLE. If we don't get the GLE, and hopefully there's something like tough out there that we getting. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, bro, I can't wait to whip the joint, and I can't wait to be surprised. You know what I'm saying? But now, shoot, were you skirting off to?
I was just driving.
Oh, you good? I'm good. You good?
But nah, like those coupe style SUVs, I I love to hate them. Like if I had to pick between the BMW and the Mercedes, I would more than likely pick the Mercedes, especially since I know if I get the AMG version of that Mercedes, I'm going to get more luxury for what I'm going to get the idea of more luxury with what I'm paying for.
Man, I done customized that joint out on my joint, bro. It was like 118,000. That joint is beautiful, beautiful.
And also, with the fact that you're getting an AMG, you also, you're getting a handcrafted engine. You're not getting something that is, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting something that, oh, I have the exact same engine in my car. Like, yeah, you may have, the
Signatures on
same,
them joints, boy. Hey,
you know what I'm saying? You
hey,
may
better be
you
the.
may have an AMG, but you don't have my AMG. You know what I'm
You
saying?
feel you don't have my joint. This was oh touched by the same hands. Oh, hey, still
And
different.
even then,
You know what I'm saying?
still different. You know what I'm saying?
What are you driving? What is that?
This is the I'm not gonna try and pronounce the manufacturer's name, but it's the SC1.
How you spell it, the manufacturer's name?
It's like Ubermacht or something like that.
Oh, isn't that? I think that's supposed to be Mercedes.
It's either supposed to be Mercedes or BMW because that big BMW SUV I used to have in this game, that was also an Ubermacht.
Uh,
The X7 guy, you know what I'm saying?
I'm whipping, boy. Can't wait to put this right in the little joint. But
Mm-hmm.
so question. I asked you this earlier. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know how we were gonna do names. I guess we were doing nicknames. I don't know how. This one is just weird. Yeah,
Bro, it's whatever you call me, bro.
I just don't want folks to be seeing me and be acting like they know me. That's just how.
It's it.
I mean, if you do know me or if you want to know me, it's different. But like, just act like you know me. You don't.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah, that is crazy. That's invasion of privacy. That's
intimidation. But
you know what I'm saying?
my question to him was when it came to like grade school, um,
Uh-oh.
what was that like one thing that your cafeteria served for lunch that you was like, oh damn, like that's what really changed your day, like it was that good thing that was like it made you really look forward to lunch, like more than just to talk to your man or talk to your friends or get out of class, but like you actually wanted to use this time to eat whatever that joint was. T's joint was his joint was like deep dish pizzas, and he had brought up like a little like Red Baron joint. He said like their school used to have like a little personal pan deep dish joint. They had him for like 2 years and got rid of him, but that was his joint. And my joint were like our school called them Bosco sticks. It was like Olive Garden style breadstick, like that shape, but like with cheese in the middle. So it was almost like a mozzarella stick, but with like a Olive Garden style breadstick instead of just like a regular mozzarella stick, kind of whatever. So yeah, what would be your what would have been your school's like gym to you?
All right, so for me, it's a little bit different because like we had, considering I went to school in Georgia, bro, we had a lot going on, bro. We had a lot going on, and my phone's dying again. But we had a lot going on, bro. We had I think we were hit harder by that whole lunchroom reform thing than any other state. If you ask me, I think we were hit harder by it than
Care to
anybody else
elaborate
because
on that? You care to elaborate on that?
so cut this part out of the video. I'm gonna go get my food and be right. All right, so I am back. Um, so what I meant by lunchroom reform was everybody should remember well, not if you live in the United States and went to school, between the years of 2008 and 2016, you should remember when President Barack Obama was in office. The First Lady Michelle Obama took the opportunity to tackle childhood obesity, which again was a noble cause. Was a very noble cause. I want to clarify, it's a noble cause. Like I think that was a really good thing to try and hard focus on, because obesity rates throughout those times and throughout those points in time were pretty high. So in that time period, she tackled that issue in the cafeteria, the one area where a little reform was needed, but not a lot, because what I'm saying, like, because you had to teach staff like new methods on cooking things. You had to teach them the new things that they were cooking, because it used to be just up to the school district what the children ate. Now after that reform, every school is being served the exact same thing on the same day. You can go on your Board of Education website and look at your school's lunch calendar, and it's just there.
So that's probably why they changed the joint from the Terrence was talking about. He was talking about the deep dish joints.
More than likely, because I'm telling you, with that reform, a lot of things were cut. Like they took regular sodas out of schools and they replaced them with like diet sodas and water.
I do remember that. Yeah,
they took that out. We would get a lot more. Fruits, a lot more vegetables than normal. And when I say a lot more, I mean a lot more variety, not just like, because it used to be, oh, you know what I'm saying? You have the option between grabbing you an apple or an orange, or after the reform, you have to grab an apple or an orange. You gonna get a fruit. Or you can get one of these frozen things with this high fructose corn syrup. Because at this particular point in time, we think that's healthier for you than sugar. So
I mean, that was busting, but you're right.
You know what I'm saying? We're moving away from whole milks to like 2%, 1%. You know what I'm saying? We haven't switched to soy milk yet because we think that's lies. You know what I'm saying? So, so if I had to say before the reform, but I don't even remember what was happening before the reform, bro. Like, if you want me to be perfectly honest with you, bro, I don't remember lunch before.
Overall, if you don't remember what happened before, what was your overall? Because the Bosco
Like,
stick, our joint stayed before and after.
mm-hmm.
They were kind of, already there. So I guess it was easier for me to remember them because they stayed. But yeah, if they were all staying, all right, what could you imagine? Which ones could you remember? Could you you know?
Well, I fucked with the burgers and fries, bro.
Five Guys?
Like, I understand that they was fake. Like, I understand, like, at my core that they were fake, but I still fucked with them. Like, I still fucked with them a lot.
The Five Guys?
Nah, they would Bro, I saw there was in them bitch boiling them burgers, bro. But it's
Some burgers.
yeah, bro. I saw there was in them. They could have been in there bitch boiling them bitches, bro. But it's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. It's okay. They could have been in that bitch boiling them hoes though, but they was good, and they had like they had some pretty decent fries. Now this was back when the world was really trying to make this whole like air frying thing work. Like we have to find alternatives to using grease. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good luck with that, buddy. Um. So I will not sit here and say that it was perfect. I will not sit here and say that, but it was the one thing. Like, yeah, we having burgers. Like, they were good. The only thing that I didn't like about them, and I think to this day, is the reason why I don't like whole wheat bread is because they were on whole wheat bread. If they were on regular white bread, bro, they slap, bro.
So like there was like, so what I take it is they weren't like the best of burgers. Like they were like, I don't want to say mediocre either, but they were acceptable. They were
They
acceptable.
were, bro. They were acceptable.
But the fact that they were on whole wheat,
bro, made them trash, bro.
Shoot, even a fire burger on whole wheat would make that maybe a basic burger. But like an average burger on whole wheat, yeah, like and whole wheat it makes it taste automatically drier. It it's like it absorbs the taste.
Eat up all that moisture, bro.
Say what?
Eat up all that moisture, bro.
All the joint, bro. Eat up all the joint, but that's what you need for wraps, But no, you know what I'm saying, But hey, G looks, Benny Blanco, you know what I'm saying, BenzoBlanco on the joint, you know what I'm saying, man's in the spot. You already know what it be. But yeah, hey, that's just what the boys do, That's just what the youngins do. This is what it be about, Just be on the joint, be cool and be talking, But you know what I'm saying, you gonna stay on the joint anyway, cause we about to hit up the division, I guess. But hey, you know what I'm saying? You did, hey, tough hat. What is that? What is that, John? What you rocking?
Well, this is the Trap Explorer. You know what I'm saying?
Trap Explorer. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's a clothing line that I'm associated with called Eat Greedy.
Okay.
If I can't quote the link off the top of my head, I don't really think anybody can. So I'm gonna give you the link. You know what I'm saying? You can put it in the bio or whatever.
You'll pop up.
We sell affordable clothing. We sell really affordable clothing.
That's a great word choice. Great word choice. But nah, all right, Benzo, you know what I'm saying? Good look. You know what I'm saying? Answering a couple questions. But until next time, my man. Until next time.
Mm-hmm.